And falling in my fellow scouts to a 4v4 third age scenario battle replay today. Today is at a custom map called Bregost. It was sent to me by Eclipse 2500 of the Darkcloud. It's an all Cardolan alliance today versus evil armies, really, to put it simply. And so if you guys would like to see me through other Reforged replays like this, or other Total War replays like from Rome 2, Warhammer 2, Napoleon Total War 3, just to name a few, there are links here displayed on your screen, which you'll find in the video description below. There's also a link there to join my Discord server Scouts Reconnaissance. It'd be a privilege to have you, where you can post all manner of Total War replays into the Battle Replays sub-channel. There's also an area of course, for YouTubers to post their own content too, for the community to enjoy. I also have various funding options available if you guys would like to support my work. It does help out the channel and the Discord. I also offer YouTube memberships, which will give members access to custom emojis and badges. And with that, let's get into the replay today. So if you guys would like to support the channel in other ways, then smashing the like button, guys, is greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already, and tick that bell for notifications so you stay up to date with all the latest content as it drops. Leave your own thoughts about this battle in the comment section below. And so like that, let's start with Eclipse's army today. The first of 4 Cardolan armies. It'll get a little bit repetitive, so bear with me. We have some Thybad riders here. We've got some Dunran captains next to them. We've got some mercenary guildsmen here. Looks to be 1 unit. Looks like the settings here are on huge today. We've got some Minhira sharpshooters, Hearthcover on the Sul, Mandarin gatekeepers and sharpshooters. We've also got some Duduran rangers, body piercing unit, watch out for them if you're on the opposing side. We have some a trebuchet crew. We've got some wards of Turn Gothad. We've got 2 units of Duduran captains. I like how you can bring 2 units of these guys now. In the previous patch you could only bring 1, but 2 does actually add a little bit more muscle to Cardolan's arsenal. We have some Minhira men-at-arms here, 3 units of them. We've got 3 units maybe of Greenway Garrison footmen. I think I only see 2 here now. I'd be surprised if we didn't bring 3. We've got some Greenway Garrison spearmen, 2 units there, and that's it. So yeah, I'm surprised. And that's all I can see there for him right now. There's just so many trees in the area. I think I've called out all the units here. And with that, let's go to the first of his 3 allies today, which is Y2K86, a familiar face. He's got some Minhira men-at-arms here. We've got 2 units there of men-at-arms, some Minhira archers here, 2 units, and we've got some Minhira spearmen as well. He's got 2 units here of wards of Turn Gothad. Y2K here would have incurred a small financial penalty to bring 2 units of these, hence why his army might appear smaller than Eclipse's. We have some Minhira spearmen over here, some Greenway Garrison spearmen, 2 units of them, make that 3. There's some Thieves of Tharbad, this is a dagger throwing unit, and a decent melee unit as well, but a dagger unit first and foremost. 2 units of them, as I said. Some Mandarin gatekeepers. Jeez, did he bring 2 units of them as well? I think he did. Got some Tharbad warhammers. I didn't see any warhammers for Eclipse, but I might have missed that, to be fair. Some Hearthcover on the Sul, mercenary guildsmen, a couple units there. So maybe there only has been 1 trebuchet, 1 artillery piece, and Eclipse put his hand up for that. Hence why Y2K could bring some additional units, maybe. Because the trebuchet does quite set you back like 1,000 or more bucks in some cases. Next we have DemonsHunter. I think we'll go all our familiar face affair today. We've got, yeah, as I said, DemonsHunter. He's got 2 units of Greenway Garrison spearmen here. We've got some Duduran commanders over here. This is a good Lancer unit, 2 units of them. Hearthcover on the Sul. These are Tharbad once again, 2 units there. Minhira archers, I think 2 units. 2 units again of wardens of Turn Gothad. Tharbad warhammers. 2 units of Mandarin gatekeepers. Greenway Garrison footmen. Minhira spearmen, 2 units there. And 2 units of Minhira men-at-arms, I believe. I don't think I saw any Greenway Garrison footmen there for Y2K86. I'll go and check that out when the replay starts. And today we come to the final Cardolan player, Ash255X. Here to Reforged, Asa, welcome to Reforged. He's got some Greenway Garrison footmen here, some Minhira sharpshooters, Minhira men-at-arms here, Minhira sharpshooters again, Duduran rangers, Hearthcover on the Sul, Minhira men-at-arms here, 2 units, make that 3. Minhira archers, 2 units there. 2 units of Greenway Garrison spearmen, 1 unit of Greenway Garrison footmen, some Royal Court of House Rhudaur, and some Duduran captains over here. So it looks like Asa was the only player to bring the Royal Court today. And some wards of Turn Gothad and a trebuchet, so we've got 2 artillery pieces here today. Asa, I'll call you Asa, hopefully I got that right, mate. If not, I apologise. And so I'll move on to their 4 opponents today. The first evil army is Orcs of Misty Mountains, trained by WK. He's a developer of Reforged and a well-known player. He's got some Mountaineer Coast here. He's got some Heavy Goblin Infantry and Mountaineer Coast. We've got some Heavy Goblin Spears here. 2 units. Heavy Goblin Halberds looks to be 1 unit there. Some White Orc Fearmongers. Some Heavy Goblin Halberds once again. We've got some Cave Trolls here. Looks to be just the 1 unit. Make that 2 now total in the back. An Orc Mangonel. Heavy Goblin Archers. And Heavy Goblin Crossbows there, 2 units. And another unit of Archers. So there's about 4 missile units here. Got some Goblin King's Bodyguard. And I've already called out the Mangonel. But no Black Back Mountain Berserkers, but they might be hidden. They do have that hidden ability. So be wary of that if you're facing Orcs in the Misty Mountains. In any case, moving on, we've got Rhudaur. We've got Mr. Sneakman, who's also very sneaky, lives up to his name. He's got some Heriday Nobles here, some Colfar Maidens, which is a Javelin unit. A unit with a decent charge that can get some good kills, if they've got a good runner. Next we have some Rhudaur Swordsmen here. We've got some 3 units in total in this line. We've got some Richmond Slavers mixed in with some Heriday Berserkers, which is an axe throwing unit, as well as a decent melee unit. We've got 2 units of Etymol Straw Hunters, Javelin unit there, both of them. And a mid-tier spear unit as well. We've got some Heriday Pikes here. I don't know if he bought 2 units of Heriday Pikes, sometimes we'll see that. Looks like it's just the 1. He's got some Rhudaur Clansmen. He's got some Heriday Pikemen spread out through all the line here. It could be 2 units actually. Got some Rhudaur Clansmen, I think also maybe 2 or 3 units in this line, armoured up. Can't see much more than that. We might see some Forodham Javelins and Trollshaw Axe Throwers as well. This army does appear to be a little bit small. And also most of the Rhudaur's units do have that hidden ability, which is annoying. Moving on, we have the realm of Angmar, commanded by the Allfather. Everyone did the sign of the cross for the Allfather. He's got some Angmar Halberds here. Looks to be 2 units in this line. And behind them, we've got some Richmond Scourge Raiders here. 3 units of them, all armoured up, all an axe throwing unit, decent axe throwing unit. Also, not a bad melee unit as well, in my own opinion. Next, we have 3 units of armoured Guardians of Cardolan, another unit of armoured Richmond Pikemen. We've got some Gundabad Guard here, 2 units, and some Blackwatch Legion, 2 units armoured. Now, Allfather would have incurred a small penalty to bring 2 units. It's annoying, you used to be able to bring 2 units with no penalty, but these days you can only bring 1. If you bring 2, it's going to set you back quite a bit, almost 2,000 coin. So, Allfather's gone for power in his army. We've got some Witch-on Blackguard here, Witch-on Hammerguard, and Witches as well, and some Trolls of Gundabad. Still, this is a very powerful army for Angmar, but the coin must have been at least 15k. I'd be surprised if we got all this for 13, to be honest. I know how much 13k can get you, and I don't think it can get you for all this. So yeah, Eclipse, if you just let me know what the coin was in the description below, that'd be great, or the comment section below, I should say. Be alright. We've got some Drake Broodlings there as well, and they belong to Meven. G'day Meven, I've seen him before a few times. He's commanding the Orcs in Misty Mountains here, and is our final player today. There's some Cave Trolls here, 2 units, and some Cave Troll Drummers. The only player to bring Cave Troll Drummers I've seen so far. We've got some Black Orcs of the Mountains, some White Orc Fearmongers, Goblin King's Bodyguard, Heavy Goblin Infantry, maybe 4 units of them. We've got some Mount Uruk Host, 2 units of there. Heavy Goblin Crossbows, 2 units, Heavy Goblin Halberds, 2 units, and 2 units of Heavy Goblin Spears. And with that, let's get this battle started, guys. Enjoy the Siege of Bregost. And with that, we're underway. Alright guys, we have our first engagement today. Eclipse is selling out some of his Starbad Riders, and we've got some Mount Uruk Host here in front of them, which is a good target to go after. Starbad Riders, we can definitely nail these guys and put them straight to the grave. We've got some Heavy Goblin Halberds moving up, but they're coming up way too slowly. As a result, WK is running to their protection. I think for the most part the unit will be safe, and it's enough to make Eclipse pull back and retreat. Now if WK's crossbows or archers are nearby, they should nail these guys while they've got the chance. Particularly the crossbows will be the better choice, because crossbows are far more accurate and will get more hits and kills on these guys than archers ever could. Now those are archer shots coming in. They will get some hits on them. I only took out 1 there. You can see there's hundreds of arrows. Crossbows, of course, do take longer to fire, so that is why. It is harder to hit cavalry with crossbows, that's for sure. Now, Allfather has some Angmar Halberds out front for protection. Now, Trolls of Gundabad here is a decent anti-cavalry unit, but obviously Trolls of Gundabad, if they're going to charge, need to charge now. You should never let cavalry just charge into them, to try to counter that charge. But if I'm being honest, you probably will lose 1 to 3 trolls at most when heavy cavalry charges into them. Now, the Drunai Commanders here, Who are they circling? Mr. Sneakman's deterring them with his pikemen and his clansmen. We've got Harridan Rangers here. That'd be a good target to go after. And some Black Walls as well, and some... Who's that? Mr... No. I thought that was Rhudaur Swordsman, huh? Not clansmen. I would have charged into them for sure if they were swordsmen. But, you know, Mr. Sneakman's here, establishing his perimeter. Allfather working with him. We got some Rhudaur Axemen here. This would be a good spot to attack. And that's exactly where DemonsHunter is coming from. Yeah, Mr. Sneakman just got hammered out. DemonsHunter picked his target well. Mr. Sneakman and Allfather had established about 3/4 of their perimeter. But still, DemonsHunter found an opening. The opening is now being shut. Clansmen will want to plug this gap as soon as possible. Charging into it would be suicide. DemonsHunter would lose his unit if he charged through that gap. He might get some kills, but the cavalry unit will break pretty quickly because they're so far away from the rest of the army. And being surrounded like that, there's too much pressure even for most elite cavalry units to handle. So be careful of that. Be careful of that trap. Your enemy might want to try and bait you into going into his forces and then close that gap behind you as your cavalry as they charge in. And then you're going to lose that unit, and then there's a lot of money down the tube. Haven Guard alone can cost 1,300, I believe. And we've seen almost full units break under heavy pressure. Now, we've got DemonsHunter searching for a new mark, and he's found it in WK skirmishes. Harridan Nobles here from Mr. Sneakman is a great deterrent. Coldfire Maidens is alright, but the Harridan Nobles here. It's pretty smart with Mr. Sneakman to send WK some backup. Defenders struggling to use their cavalry so far in this fight. Things will change though once the main assault begins, and it's easier for a player to lose focus and then get slammed by a surprise attack from cavalry. It happens all the time. Just be patient if there's no opening. It's a good thing the cavalry isn't nearby. We just here were really exposed. Same goes with Hammer Guard and the Rhudaur Blackguard. Now, if I was actually DemonsHunter, I would charge into Allfather's army right here. Because looking around, we've got some good bad guard nearby. But there are no pike units. Okay. There are clansmen over here now. It all depends on how focused your opponent is, I suppose is the way to put it. He could be over here looking at you. He could be checking out the enemy forces, wondering where they're stationed. And then you could hit him and you wouldn't know until it's too late. Trolls are good about here. Seems to be shadowing enemy cavalry. We've got Drake Breathings that are coming in. Two-man commanders trying to charge into them. Okay, Drake Breathings just lost one of them. And the great thing about Drake Breathings is they can throw your enemy up into the air. Not so much kill them, but throw them in the air, put them on the ground, and that makes it much easier for your own forces to kill them faster. Like I did this battle a long time ago when I used my Drake Breathings just to throw my enemy up in the air so my front line could just hack away at the fallen troops. And I actually managed to, he actually succumbed to that pressure, to that tactic, and I beat him, eventually. But the only reason I did, because I was able to slow down his forces by throwing them up in the air so they couldn't kill me, but I could still kill them. You just run them along the line, along the enemy line if you can. Try to outflank them that way. So DemonsHunter is playing Chase, or what's the time, Mr. Wolf here with Mr. Sneakman and Meven. And Demons could hit Drake Breathings from either side here if you wanted to. He probably should. Call for Maidens though, throwing their javelins. Getting some friendly fire though on the Drake Breathings. was going to say it would have been better if the Heritage Nobles charged in. And they're right on cue, they charge in. And they broke the Rhudaur commanders in 15. And Dean's got to be careful here. Cole Formads is a javelin unit. It isn't here close enough. You can see some running away, some being getting caught behind some sort of pathfinding glitch. Yeah, Deans is going to lose these guys, unfortunately. So Dean's not getting his money worth there out of the Dunan commanders. He should be able to save maybe 10 of them. Just because they're so far spread out. It's actually interesting. They didn't break because these guys are so far away from the battle. Alright guys, the battle is about to begin on this side, and someone should really tell Asa to spread out his forces here. I'm a little bit concerned for him. As you can see, he's stacked his ranks together so tightly it's not funny. We've got crossbow units here as well, which will serve no purpose at all till the end. Over here we have Duneran Rangers also amongst the unit here with archers, which will hinder their own accuracy, which will be devastating because they're a body-piercing archer unit, and they need their accuracy to be 100% when they fire to get the most use out of it. And so Asa just really needs to spread out his forces here. Hopefully his allies tell him to do that because this is way too packed. And if I was Meven, I'd be exploiting this straight away. He's got his crossbows here getting ready to fire. He's going after me here with men-at-arms. Honestly, I would probably just target the Manitorum Gatekeepers and get hits here on the Greenland Garrison Footmen and men-at-arms here. And also even potentially other men-at-arms units over there, and including Duneran Captains. I mean, Meven here should just be pouring it in with these archers, heavy goblin archers. And he's got 2 units of them. And yeah, this will definitely soften up this entire blob of enemy troops. I mean, this is probably a player's dream. A huge blob of enemy troops like this. It's just too irresistible not to shoot at. Especially if he has ranged units, which unfortunately Orcs' Misty doesn't. So I think Asa was spared there. But Mr. Sneakman does have Herodane Rangers, and hopefully Meven calls for those units to be brought here, because this is an ideal target for them, I'll tell you what. They'll be able to soften up this side for sure. And if they attack it in force, I think it can guarantee entrance into Bregost. Got a trebuchet here. But yeah, I'm a little bit nervous of the Duneran Rangers here. Because even if Meven does fire at them, he'd be shooting at the men here at the archers, but he gets secondary hits here on the Rangers as well. Which is why it's not a good idea to put the Rangers here. Now Asa just needs to spread out his forces here. I think he was handed a gift. But Meven didn't just immediately bring up his archers and just start hammering away at this blob. And it's impossible to miss. We've got witches here. Again, a great target for the witches, can't argue with that. Obviously the amount of firepower Asa has here on the hilltop is of concern. I mean, it does make it very difficult for the Allfather to use his witches. And so hopefully Asa sees them and targets them. They should be in range momentarily. Yeah, it looks like we've got Eclipse here sending over some cavalry units. Let's double check that. Yeah, it's his Duneran commanders and Tharbad riders, I believe. Yep, that's it. Let's head back over here. Okay, Allfather hasn't lost any witches yet. And the cavalry might be able to get into them. We've got Meven with his Drake Brilliants though, running rearguard. Here come the Tharbad riders. We've got spears here though that could possibly block off the entrance to the witches. He's got mentor and gatekeepers here, and he's sending them into battle. Maybe he has to do that. I don't know why he's doing that. Well, here comes the Witcher Fire. This is gonna hurt. This is really, really gonna hurt. Ugh. Yep, that's tough. That's painful to watch. And he's not done. Oh man, Allfire's gonna get so many kills here today. Guys, this is 101. This is why you don't bunch up your forces like this. I'm sorry this happened to you, Arsenal. I really am. Damn. Jeez, I'm not even done yet. They broke a unit of 80. And what's worse is that they're running away from the city now. He's not going to get those units back. Had they run back to the centre of the city, then they would have got them back. Now they're just going to run through enemy forces and be cut down. And there's nothing, unfortunately, else I can do about that. That was absolutely devastating. Alright, it is 8%, 9% now, 3%. That's not too bad for the defenders. And remember, it is a 4v4. Curious, they just fired. Many of the archers firing away. Is it heavy goblin infantry? This is more of a light tier troop. More on the lighter side. They're considered light to mid tier, but I said they're more on the lighter side. They break easily and don't really stand up well to most other melee units in battle. I'm wondering what the trebuchet is shooting at. What they're firing in this direction. The heavy goblin archers moving up. More infantry mountain near a coast, but they're all moving up in loose formation. And Cliffs has got some light tier units out front, which is attracting some firepower. And we know the witches aren't here, so that's a positive. And even though they have a mangonel over here, its accuracy is sketchy at best. Sometimes you get a spectacular hit. Most of the time you will not. But fortunately, in this case, they got a spectacular hit. Luckily though, it was on the trebuchet crew. I wonder what happens if the mangonel fire hits trebuchet. I thought it did originally, but it just exploded above it, it would seem. I think that's standard shot there. Maybe he's trying to take out the Orc mangonel. Those are acceptable losses, trebuchet crew. You got one of the attackers hovering outside the centre there, not moving in. WK is starting to send in his forces. He's got some firepower behind him. The sharpshooters up top. (13% to 7%), so Eclipse's alliance here has called us back within 6%. Now, obviously, he's trying to get the mangonel. Let's go and find it. He's going to get easy to spot. I thought the shots were coming in this direction. Oh well. Can't waste too much time looking for it. Trebuchet potentially could get some hits here in this blob. It would send it would cause a mass chain route. A good artillery hit from Eclipse here would send all these units into a massive chain route. Rhudaur and Orcs in Misty Mountains don't handle artillery fire very well. Eclipse? Is that Eclipse the Starbound Warhammers? What do you think we had in there? No, it's Y2K 86s. It's a bit early to send them in the battle. That fires from near here sharpshooters. Okie doke. Let's head to the other side of the city. Okay, it's a standard trebuchet shot right there. Probably should have been fire shot. We would have taken out all the backup here from Trolls of Gundabad. So he's got all these forces here. They're pretty bunched up. The Duno Rangers here shooting with some accuracy into the Bottom King's bodyguard. That's not a good idea. Try and bring down the cave troll on this. They're a moose formation. Assa's unfortunately wasting his ammunition there. So we got cave trolls here just been sent in. And that fire, I believe, is from the crossbows. It's coming in faster than standard archer shots. This is better fire for the Dunon Rangers, but I think Asa needs to keep them in reserve for now. Try and save the ammunition they have left. 18 to 15%, so back to 3% variance. Third attacking army still outside the center of the city, not moving in just yet. So over here briefly. Yeah, see, Asa should get his cavalry outside the city while he can. I mean, there's a huge opening for him to get outside the city. Instead, he's sending his forces into the main attack, which is going to be pointless. They can't get through, they can't charge effectively, they can't do anything here. And the Eclipse has these two cavalry units already outside the city, looking for an opening to attack. And that's what probably Asa should be doing as well, with his cavalry. It's not worth firing any more missile units right now. There's not enough enemy troops down here to justify that. And the troops moving in right now are in loose formation. Wardens have turned Gotthard. We're definitely going to hold back most enemies. It looks like we've got the Eclipses under heavy pressure. So Admiral's Triumphants here, who are they throwing the javelins at? Is that bad Warhammers maybe? It's possible. Yeah, I think they're going after him. The Mini Dancers here just got in the way. Okay, I'm targeting Admiral's Troll Hunters. Okay, they're trying to target the Rhudaur Axeman. The Rhudaur Swordsman over there. He's firing to Rhudaur Axeman because Rhudaur Axeman are in tight formation. And they are an AP unit. Don't have too much armor, but they're heavy shock infantry. This is why a lot of people bring them. So far, Y2K and Eclipse are holding pretty comfortably here. Tharbad Riders, Tharbad Warhammers have taken a few casualties. At least 8. The Minhir Dancers here, out of ammunition. Troll Hunters getting some good fire down to the Tharbad Warhammers. And not a unit Y2K wants to lose. Oh, this is great news for the attackers. Watika should have pulled them back after the first volley. You see, had he deployed them over here, they would have done much better against the Rhudaur swordsmen. And 2, the troll hunters wouldn't be able to hit them. And 3, even if they could hit them, they'd probably be hitting the backs here of the Menhir spearmen. Because the troops here would act as a meat shield for the Barbad warhammers. So basically I'm just saying that Watika attacked from the wrong flank. He should be attacking the enemy from the right flank, not the left. He was too vulnerable on the left flank, and he paid for it. So yeah. So the enemy coming out the back door. Mantra and gatekeepers tried to fire in. Looks like they're out of ammunition. Okay. Yeah, they're out. Artillery crew is down 25. Still a few men. Sharpshooters look like they're out of ammunition. Most troll hunters reloading. This is a fresh unit too, by the way. So Warhammer's down to 15. Trebuchet would have been handy here. Let's go to the other side. Actually, it looks like we're starting to see our first engagement over here now. So all far starting to move up on this side. And you see this corridor will funnel in all the Allfather's troops, which might be the reason the attackers didn't come this way. And that's a hell of a gauntlet to run. And the defenders have got archer units on either side of him as he charges up. And, you know, you can't really effectively move in this formation. As you can see, the land bridge is forcing his troops to group up together despite being in loose formation. They want to spread out, but they can't. Once you see a troop break, unless they're an elite unit, like the, which on the Hammer Guard, which I don't think I've ever seen break. But, you know, a unit of high tier status, if not high tier, then stop firing at them when they're broken. You're better off conserving your ammunition for a better target. So we've got Assar's artillery crew up here. Meven seems to be holding at bay for now. Well, Allfather certainly cleared a path for it. But now he's just too much afraid of all this firepower. Maybe Asa should delegate a couple of units to the centre, or on the other side. Yeah, look, if Allfather is just going to hang outside the city and not attack, then the Cardolan troops need to delegate resources to where they're needed most, which is on the other side here. And right now, they probably should send them to Eclipse's side. That's where they're being attacked right now. Meven isn't attacking right now. Allfather isn't attacking right now. Right now, it's just Mr. Sneakman and WK on this side. The attackers pressing pretty hard on this side. The troops that feel like they need to delegate over here would be the Dunai captains, Wars the Turn Gothad. I would say Tharbad Warhammers, but I don't know if they have any more of them. I think maybe they got one more unit or two. Inherent Enables could do some rear charges into the mercenary guildsmen and be done with them. Jeez, imagine if the trebuchet was positioned right here. Pretty bad for the attackers. Yeah, these guys here are still broken. Y2K Starbad Riders here getting hammered in while they're still in the fight. This certainly changes things for the inner parts of Bregost. Y2K has established the perimeter. He's going to try and hold you a bit longer. But if this defense falls, I feel like all the Cardolan players will be forced to collapse to the capital. Because obviously Y2K and Asa risks being attacked in the rear if they stay here. $40 to $36. Yeah, so they got on the other side. Now no berserkers, first time I've seen them in this fight. We're in a gas of footmen moving up. It's a lot of firepower from them. Minotaur and gatekeepers, and Minotaur sharpshooters as well. The Goblin King's bodyguard and White Root Thin on this. This is a great target for the crossbows. And it's exactly where they're focusing their fire. That's what you want. That fight looks like it's coming from the Cauliflower Maidens. Sure. I don't know, Snagger skirmishes. Maybe they should move their Snagger up on the hill here. They can definitely get a better view. And throw more javelins into the enemy that way. There's the Reforged javelins. We've got Herka on the sword here. Gunmen Pike moving up. Low armoured units, easy to kill with archers. Especially the crossbow units. I'm a little bit confused here. Are they going after the trolls or what? They're setting up a lot of fire this direction. We're either going after the Heridan Berserkers or the Gunmen Pikemen, either or. 44 to 42. Trebuchet's up top. Good line of sight here to the enemy. Again, Rhudaur and Orcs Mountains are some of the factions that hate artillery fire the most. There's some good fire there from Edmund's Triumphers into the Hurfgutter Amon Sword. Which one of the slavers moving in? It might be the unit to target, we'll wait and see. The Clips are struggling to get them to fire. Hurfgutter Amon Sword looks like they're succumbing to the Eternal's Troll Hunters there. We've got another unit though from Eclipse here. Warfather's still holding back from them. And that fight is from the Rhudaur Rangers. Nicely done. Oh, that's a great hit there. Cardolan needs some serious payback after the onslaught of the Warfather. Javelins, I don't know who they're trying to target. I've got to say, the morale of Rhudaur and Orcs in this mountains is impressing me a bit. I would have thought we were system units break by now. What's going on over here? Okay, Coop's charged in. There's some rich on pikemen over here. Going to 58, so we've sustained a few casualties. Gatekeepers over here, either side. Also moving with archers. And gatekeepers either side. What's Meven up to? Meven looks like he's moving in. By a wall of troops. All I can say is Asa's very, very lucky they don't have more ammunition for the witches or another unit of witches. Because they could get a hit on these guys if we had another one. We just need to get up there on the hill. And this entire block of enemy troops could be gone. Looks like Alpha is sending up half his army this way. Blackrock's Legion moving up as well. Asa's got the troops here to reinforce his defense despite the Black Ops Legion. And I think Asa does have the firepower here to deter his enemies. He's just going to make sure he has the firepower to use when the Black Ops Legion comes in. I feel like he's spending his ammunition too fast. And I fear that when he needs his ammunition, he'll have none left to fire. That's what I fear for him, Mark. So we've got some Witchhorn Scourge Raiders firing in, or some Trollstone and Axos. No, Heridan Berserkers. Yes. Eagle and Crossbows from WK firing in. DemonsHunter's got to send his troops into the fight. Target the Heridan pikemen. Or send up one unit to delay the Heridan pikemen, while he sends up another unit to outflank the Ethnos Triumvirs from the side. But the window to do that, I think, is closed now. We've got Heridan Rangers here moving up. We've got some sharpshooters over here, but we've got ammunition. They need to move up pronto and get the troops to fire in as well. Rangers there bunched up. Could be worse. We could be shooting down the line. As long as the defending forces can get close enough to their enemies, it's going to make it very hard for Mr. Sneakman to use his rangers effectively. Got a few decent troops here. I was going to say, I was a bit surprised that he isn't firing his artillery. Well, he's starting to fire now. Yes, they're firing downstream, the rangers. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, now they're firing into the rangers. You can see that fire come in. Got the Hearthguard on the sword coming this way. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Good shot. Quality fire coming in here. Mr. Sneakman will be forced to retreat his rangers. or risk losing them with ammunition still to spare. He's lost almost half his unit very quickly. I'm surprised he's not pulling out. The Ninja Gatekeepers and Cardolan we saw on this side. Where these troops are. These troops were broken, but now they reformed. Some Third Riser from Y2K, men at arms broken there. Trebuchet crew we know is out of ammunition. We're doing our Rangers down here. They should be firing to the unit of the Blackwatch Legion. They're exposed, they're in tight formation. Where are the Rangers going? I think that's a mistake. I think Allfather's handed him a gift and he's not taking it. That is a golden opportunity. They're in tight formation. Rangers can potentially hit the entire unit, damaging them. Not so much getting the kills, but damaging them. And if they're heavily damaged when Allfather does send them into the fight, then their push will collapse because they'll start dying very quickly. I mean, As's goal here should be trying to soften up the attacking forces at least. So when the attackers do try to use their units later on, they collapse on them. And the defense will hold. Sometimes it's not just about getting kills, sometimes it's about damaging your opponent, trying to weaken them in the late game. But your forces will be the last ones standing. If they had sharpshooters, if they had any archer units on this side, I would say fire in immediately to these forces. There's no artillery piece here to absorb the arrow fire coming in. I think Allfather is very, very lucky the defenders aren't firing on him right now. Got the sharpshooters winding up. I don't know who they're going to go after. Okay, they're going after the front lines. That is not ideal. I think maybe we've got 2 units of sharpshooters here. So I could be spreading them out here, and Allfather's now sending them to the fight, so it's going to be harder for the sharpshooters to hit them now. Before they were exposed. Before they were easy to hit. Now if Allfather's sending them in, then you think he'd be sending more forces with him. I mean, these guys here will push straight through, and then what? If they're not supported, they'll be cut down. A better way for the Allfather to approach this would have been to try to use Blackwatch Legion as close to the hillside as possible. That would have made it harder for us to target into these sharpshooters. It's not a foolproof strategy. Sharpshooters still would be able to hit them, just not as many. What Allfather's trying to do is to negate those sharpshooters, secure his troops in and amongst all the Cardolan forces. But it's harder for Asa to hit him. If Allfather managed to break through all these forces here, then the Royal Court could have got a good charge into it. The Royal Court should have been here on standby. Alright, looks like it was a great charge there from the Thabat Riders, possibly from either Y2K or Eclipse. Where would they hit though? Okay. Where is that? There's no battles here. No battles here either. Alright, this is where it was. don't think there's any way for the sharpshooters to get out of this. Maybe they can come through this gap here?
We're under attack!
I think he's trying to tell his troops to get out of there. That's might lose his men. Here comes the Royal Court. It is 72 to 69 here. Mighty close. Asa probably tried to go for that gap, but his troops just weren't responding to him. You hear a sharpshooter broke. A unit of, is that 2 units? I think it is. Yeah, that's a shame. That cost him. At least they broke all the sniper skirmishes here from WK, that's something. And the crossbows they were targeting the Royal Court. Let's do a quick canvas of the area. What we got? We got Mantron Gatekeepers with ammunition. A couple units of them here. Thieves of Tharbad possibly with ammunition. Hearthguard and Sul still have ammo. Those guys there, out. Hearthguard here, out. Eclipse still has ammo. Sharpshooters out. Good and bad guard in tight formation. Actually, I think maybe they're in loose formation, just reforming. They do a little thing which is very annoying for every player that tries to get his troops into position. They sometimes do this little spiral thing where they reform themselves and they all group up tightly. There's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. You just have to hope that they reform quickly before Rangers shoot into them.
Our army's running from the field. Rally our men before all
76 and 70. Thieves of Tharbad trying to get into a better position. They throw their daggers down. These are Tharbad firing down. Alright, so the attackers are splitting up their forces. They're going to send their forces on either side of the city. They have to converge to the same spot. Coming from this side, it would be harder for the artillery to get a bead on them. It would be easier for the artillery to shoot attacking forces coming from this direction. So maybe it's in the attackers' interest to send all their forces around the corner here. But try to hug the hill as tightly as possible. Richmond Blackguard under enemy fire. Richmond Blackguard tried to charge into the Hearthguard, but they got out of there. Richmond Blackguard can definitely take a hit. Ooh, that sounded juicy. There it is. Nice hit. He's all far charged in, all his troops bunched up. John Scourge Raiders under fire. In tight formation too. Now, if the Alpha moved up his Ritual Scourge Raiders, potentially they could take out the Trebuchet here, or Eclipse, if they can get in close enough. His own Blackguard are getting in the way of his axe throwers. He needs to pull the Blackguard back a bit. Warden's heading down. Orc's pulling back his Blackguard now, we'll see. It'd be a good idea if for any missile units to fire into the Scourge Raiders right now before Allfather gets going here. He might be trying to go for the Trebuchet. We'll see what he can do here. Solid hit there. Must be out of ammunition if it's throwing right in the meat. I always think that from time to time, but apparently you can throw right in the meat and still have ammunition. Throwing the axes straight into the Warden's back. Scourge Raiders do have a bit of ammunition. The Duna Rangers here being shot at. And they're trying to take out the Scourge Raiders at the same time. Looks like the hill's providing some protection though for the Duna Rangers. Clips is trying to move his Trebuchet back up the hill. 83 to 74. What are the Uniter and Gatekeepers saving their ammunition for? It's an open question, I'm not sure what they're saving their ammunition for. I would have fired into the Guardians myself, but seeing as how snow skirmishes are here, I might be tempted to fire into them. DemonsHunter needs to pull back his Wardens here. We're about to be surrounded. That's either Meven's or WK's crossbows there. It's WK's. And so we've got all the Mantra and Gatekeepers now winding up their bows, but what are we going after? And WK could be targeting the Gatekeepers. Okay, both these units here belong to DemonsHunter. Alright. Eclipse is the last ditch effort to funnel their enemy into a tighter space, or more easily manage choke points. There's a Trebuchet here deliberately. This basically takes the attacker's ability to just mass push their way through it and overwhelm their enemy. I said 4 choke points before, it's actually 3. It also will intercept some enemy fire. So Mr. Sneakman's range there hit the Trebuchet. Now Demons here might be able to fire in his Gatekeepers through this tiny gap here. And you see some of their fires going into the Trebuchet as well. Yeah, we're seeing a few javelins there get intercepted. A6 to 76. See both sides struggling to use the missile units effectively. Trebuchet is hindering both sides. And if I was doing that, I have to stop. Most of that ammunition is being intercepted. Or you should fire into the heavy goblin halberds with WK down there. So that ammunition's, yeah, that's good fire right there, for sure. He doesn't see it. His troops are still firing in. Blackrock's Legion, a full unit coming up from the Orcs. So the demons here should be assessing where his fire is going and trying to move his units around accordingly to try and find the best target. He's doing that with one of his crossbow units. Okay, he's just shifted his second crossbow unit now to get a better target. And all that fire there cleared the artillery base. Okay, it's now the finishes from WK. Great hits. That's a Cardolan general there. Oh, smokes. And defenders are up against it. Got a full unit of 5-8 Warhammers up here. That's a positive. Cardolan's here boosting morale. Most of the ammunition there appears to be clearing the trebuchet. Trebuchet also making it very difficult for the Darkcloud Legion to use their pushing ability. Heading on to 80. If anyone can hold them back, it's the Starbound Warhammers. We've got 84 Herka onslaught still here with ammunition. Defenders here trying to peel off units here and plug the gap. Position down to 40. Things were looking dicey before, but the defenders do appear to be stabilising this line. Blackwood's Legion has run out of steam. The defenders just held on now. Troops here could break any second. To 83. Troops here broke. We've got Black Bear Mountain Berserkers here from Meven. And it's not the end of the world. Remember, they still have the Troll Drummers close by. And the Black Bear Mountain Berserkers don't usually break at all. That's why they're always worth bringing. They're the one unit the Orcs and Misty Mountains can always rely on. Even more so than the Goat and the Goblin King's bodyguard. Captains, there's pretty much a full unit there. Now it looks like Never's plan here is to force the defenders into a panic by getting these berserkers into the citadel. It's amazing how the attackers are using managed to create a little corridor here to funnel through their troops. Got some wards moving in, but they're a little bit slow getting into position. (94 to 85 here). Got Aaron and Piper outflanking the defenders. Berserkers just took out maybe the final Cardolan general. I think that's 4 Cardolan generals now dead. That fire looks like it came from Harridan Rangers. 69 Minotaur and Gatekeepers broke on them. Yeah, the defenders are collapsing. That's enough. Score, I think it's going to be 100 to maybe 88. Because everyone's breaking on there. Okay, that's unlucky there for the Cardolan Alliance. So, we've got 2,471 kills there, 1,874 there, 2,072 there, and 3,571. So, great kill counts there for Cardolan. Here we go. Captain Adil, 1649. Gurkrok, 1202. Captain Muzbug, 2,540. And Allfather there on 2,177. I've got no chance of guessing who's who. Maybe Eclipse will have to be the player at the top for sure. 2,471 there. The rest, not too sure. But this was a scenario, guys. That's why it has captain names instead of player names. You're given armies that has been designed for you, and you play with them, and also you do what you can with them. That's why this is played like this. That's why it's a little bit different than most Reforged battles you see. But great siege, guys. Unlucky to Eclipse and the Cardolan Alliance. Well done to the attackers, of course. If you'd like to see your own Reforged replays featured here on this channel, guys, once again, you can send them to my email at scoutsofentertainment@gmail.com, post them to me directly via direct message on the Discord, or post them to my Discord server at Scouts Reconnaissance into the Battle Replay sub-channel. This is Scouts of Entertainment signing off. Fly out, my fellow Scouts. See you in the next Total War battle.